chickens, welcome back to my channel. Angela here again today. It's the start of the weekend, so I've got a little project to keep you busy. We're going to make two of these, one for each of our signatures, so come and follow along. This doesn't have to be made in this particular theme that I'm using, so I'm using my Anne kit, but of course you can do this in any theme and it will look great in your journal. So very warm welcome if it's your very first time. My name's Angela, and introduce yourself and leave a comment below and like the video if you liked it. So shall we get started? I have my little project that I've made this morning here for you, and then we're going to make one in the mauve colors as well. All right, so this is what I've done. Again, I've used an envelope. So yeah, it's one of these, you know, like birthday card envelopes, so we're going to use one of these. I'll give you all the details in a minute. Right, so this is much easier than it seems, although I've got a lot of layers going on here. We've got this little image which I took from a journal page, the large one, not the mini, and I've cut it in a certain way which I'm going to share with you today. I've got a little die cut there which is going underneath these flowers. I've got a little flower on top here to sort of give it some dimension, and a bit of lace over there. We've got two tags sticking out the side there. You open up your little folio here. Oh, this piece is meant to be there. We've got these little flap out pockets, and you could add some writing space here, so I've made it pretty neutral, like that. These have got little cards in them. I've taken these from my altered book pages, the mini pages that I had over. So I've got two cards in there. There's the books. And then over here we've got a little pocket with two bits of ephemera, so it's just those two bits. I back all of mine. I've done this with some of the lace, shabby lace background pages, but you can do it with any you have. So those are from my ephemera kit. I've made a little pocket here, used one of my little sentiments and fussy cuts from the ephemera pack, and that's a nice little pocket. And then I haven't stuck this onto my book page yet, but I will do, and I've got one of my altered postcards there that will go like that, just peeking through. I put that little ribbon on so you can pull it out easily, and then at the back here we will have a pocket, so you'll stick it on three sides. Now this has got a pocket at the top here, and then underneath there we'll use that as another pocket. And then I've used one of the large tags and put on some ribbon there, and one of these little discs, they are, put it here, typed tokens. These are typed tokens. These are the smaller ones, so the 24 piece in there. All right, that's what it's called. So I thought I'd put that on there because it's so vintage looking and I really like those. So that's what will go into the back pocket over there. So there is a pocket here. I need to just, there we go, that one goes in there. This one will tuck underneath like that. So that's what we're going to make today, and it's nice and pretty flat, not too bad. Yeah, this could also make a lovely gift for somebody as well. All right, so let me put that aside. We'll put it over here and show you what you need to grab. So I have my envelope here. Made some measurements, so I don't have to waste time measuring it. This envelope is 6 1/4 inches in width. All right, that's 16.2 centimeters. This way it is 9 inches. Okay, so that equates to 22.8 centimeters, more or less. I was just adding those up in my head quickly. All right, so that's what we're going to use. It doesn't matter what the closure is, because I'm about to stick it down and do some folding and some cutting. So there we go. Right, so I'm not going to lick the envelope. I hate the taste of that, and plus I need to just make sure that I get those little bits that don't have glue on. So I'll just get that there, and we're going to stick that down. If you've got one that you've opened and slit across the top, that's also fine. All right, so there the whole thing's closed now. Okie dokie, so let's move that out the way. Then what I've done is, let's go from the left. From the left-hand side, I've measured 4 1/4 inches to a score line which I've made. All right, 4 1/4 inches. That's 10.8 centimeters. All right, from the left. So I've scored that there. I have already, and we're going to fold that. Okay, that's the first thing that you want to do. Line up the edges there so you know it's straight. And then if you don't have to, I didn't use a scoreboard to do that. I just made a little mark and then I folded it. All right, so, or with my ruler. So that's all you need to do. As long as you line up the edges there, you're good to go. All right, you'll see this one's slightly longer than the top half, which is what we want. Okay, right, so we want a pocket at the top here, not here. All right, so what I did was, here's the little edge here, so just draw it with your pencil so you know not to go beyond that mark. We are taking a little sliver off the top here. So I've got glue all over my fingers, I do apologize, ink glue and everything. So I'm just going to make a little notch up there. We're talking like a hair's breadth, just so that I can cut the other side, the longer side of your envelope at the top. Okay, that then will make our pocket for our large tag. You don't want to cut across there. If you do, you'll have to glue it. We're going to be cutting down there now. All right, so that's the side there. That's the longer bit, yeah? Then on the shorter flap, the top flap, we're going to do the same, but straight down. Again, a little sliver, like the finest amount, just so that you've got an opening. There we go. Now guys, if you don't have an envelope of any kind or something like this, just take some copier paper and join them together. 2 bits of copier paper or waste paper that you've printed on, or a misprint or something, and measure those measurements, and then just glue the edges that need to be closed. Your opening needs to be there as we've measured, and here. All right, you need to glue that section, glue that section, and glue that section if you're using copier paper. So it doesn't mean that or if you've got a larger envelope, you can trim it down as well. All right, so there we go. So we've got that there. Now what I want to do is I want to find the halfway mark on the shorter flap now, the one that's at the top. I want to find the halfway mark between these two here. So I said it was 6 1/4, so you want 3 1/8, but I'm just going to do this one here, which is in centimeters. Whichever one you have is fine. Okay, I just want to draw a line with my pencil. Okay, so there's your 2 pockets on for the smaller tags now. Right, there's 1 or 2 ways you can do this now. I want to close this cavity here. You can either open that up, draw the line on the inside. All right, so just transfer that line and I can see where it's got to go from the pencil mark. And then when you draw it on the inside, put glue on that, a thin strip. You can leave it, you don't have to join the 2. You can leave them, you know, as one compartment. But what I'm going to do is stitch that. You can hand stitch it if you don't have a sewing machine. I like stitching it because with the glue spreads and makes your compartment slightly narrower. However, your tags have got plenty room, so the gluing's not going to be a problem, as you can see. So do whatever suits you. Shall I try the glue today? Then I don't have to get the sewing machine out. Right, let's try it. So the way I'm going to do it is, and then I'm going to use my pencil. It doesn't have to be all the way down with the glue either. Right, so I've got my line in there, and then I'm going to just open that up a bit. Just hold it like that, and then I'm just putting glue. You probably can't see, but I'll show you when I've got it on. Right, so I put some glue on that line, and it hasn't gone all the way down. It doesn't have to. Right, so we've got that there, so that's done. Okay, if you were going to stitch it, put your needle in there and just stitch down. Okay, right, you want to do that before you stick on your tops and anything else. Right, let's go back to the back. This is where your opening is at the top. We're going to start here. Right, I've got loads of things here, fussy cuts, all sorts of things. There's my heater just gone on. I'm going to turn it off because I'm hot and I don't want to hear that sound. Right, so I'm going to start with the back. I've got lots of papers, so I'm not going to waste your time and talk you through. I'll tell you as I go. Right, I had a piece of my freebie paper and I thought I would stick that on the back here because this one's lilacs. All right, so let's get that on. Right, guys, I hope you're all well, looking forward to a nice weekend. Well, I've seen people sharing their weather conditions and everything all over the world. If you're not in my Facebook group, consider being a member. I know a lot of people don't like Facebook. I don't either. But it's worth it just to... I only really go on to the Facebook group where I get to interact with all of you guys. And I had a lovely conversation with Nikki this morning. Hello, Nikki. I hope that was helpful for you. And she's new to paper crafting, so that was lovely. And I love meeting you and chatting to all of you. So do go and join us there. I know that social media can be a pain, and I'm not a big fan, to be honest, but you know, if it means connecting with the wonderful people that I do connect with the likes of yourselves, then it makes it worthwhile for me. And I don't have to deal with anything else. I think the main thing about social media is, and I've said this once before, but not for a long time, so I'm going to say it again, make sure you've got more than one way to safeguard your account. All right, so that means a two-step security system. That's the way to go. All right, so that people can't hack into your account. That is my suggestion to you. And if you're not sure how to do that, ask a trusted relative. Trusted being the optimum word here, to show you how to do that. All right, because I know as we get older, technology can elude us. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I have a very techno focused, well, children actually. My son's a computer freak, so you know, I get the benefit of it. I do have to endure him saying to me, rolling his eyes and saying, "You don't know that, Mom." He's very condescending, but I love him. Yeah, and I always say to him, my answer is always, if you judge a fish's ability to climb a tree, and then he just stops there. You know, the different generations. So yeah, but he's my rock, and anything I need to know about technical computers, anything in that social media, anything like that, he's my man. So there we go. Right, now that I've finished sticking down everything, that's what I've done. Now with this, I just layered up a piece or one of these little sentiments onto a piece of the page we're going to use now. Now the page that we're going to use, I'm going to just grab my signature because it's looking at me. I use this page. All right, so if I just grab it quickly here, it's this page here. We are going to use this now. All right, and the piece that I used there actually came from a strip that I cut off over here. All right, so save those bits. Now we had used the other side, this side, in a different project, so I had this piece over. All right, so it goes into my tray, and that's what's left of it now. And this is what I did. So let's just grab this here. Now these bits were like this, and this is like that. All right, so what I did was I cut out, I measured the bit over here based on the piece that I cut for here. So let's grab that piece quickly. I don't want to stick it on. So I measured this piece to fit here like that, and I cut it out. Once I cut that out, I then used this piece because it needs to be the same size for the front. So what I did was I placed this onto my image onto the page. Those were all joined, sorry. And found where I wanted to use it. And when I found the position, I drew my pencil around that. Okay, that was still joined at that point. And these bits were on here as well. And I cut this bit out. But when I came to the flowers, I didn't cut all the way. You can see I stopped just before, all right? And then I cut the flowers were something like that. I think they were like that. I fussy cut the flowers out from the rest of it. All right, so just do it. It doesn't matter that you're going to have a hole there. And with the other one, this one, I had a much bigger hole, and I'll put the picture up if you have a look at it there. I took a photo while I was making it to show you. All right, because you cover it up. Okay, so that's what I did there. So yeah, that one just had a little bit, but the other one's got a much bigger hole, but the piece that's going on top covers that. All right, it'll go like that. So that's just an idea for when you want to use the page and do something a little bit different and have a little bit more dimension. Now we will stick that on the front. All right, so that's the page I'm using for that. And I just want to put that over there. I did use these for the tag and various other bits, but yeah. Right, so this bit goes on to the side over here like that. And I'm going from the back to the front, all right. So we're going to use this to stick on here. I thought I'd use it. Right, then what I did was I cut out 2 pieces using these. This is the background page. This is from the Shabby Lace page. I do love those pages, and they're perfect. So what I did width-wise, this is the width of my page, all right? The American size is 1/4 inch wider. You just need to trim off a little bit of the edge. And then, so that's the width. And then I measured 4 inches or 10 centimeters that way and just cut it off, all right? Like that, 2 of those. And then all I want you to do is measure, how long was that? Was it 4 inches as well? Slightly less. Then at the I'm trying to get a measurement here for you. 4.5 inches from one of the sides, because these aren't directional really, these prints. 4.5 inches. So 4.5 inches is, I think it's 11 something. Yeah, 11. All right, then just fold at that mark. I made a little mark so that I can, and just again, just get those edges up there, fold it. The same here, the 11 inches in one of the sides, doesn't matter which. You want to just get that, so you've got a little strip on the end there. Okay, then just take your bone folder and keep making everything as flat as you possibly can get it. It all adds to this. All right, now decide which way you want the top and which, so I didn't quite get that level, which way you want the top. One needs to have the flap on the left and one needs to have the flap on the side. One like that and one like that. So I think I'm going to have this one on like that, so the flap's on the right, and this one with a flap on the left. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. And then we're going to just turn that over. We're going to run our bone folder right slowly so that you can just use the edge of the paper to guide you. I do use 160 pound weight, 160 gram paper or 60 pound weight, in case you're wondering how she can run her bone folder next to the edge. It's not as thin as copier paper, it's double the thickness. Right, so you're going to then fold those little flaps over, and again I'm going to make sure that I have them nice and flat. Okay, so you've got, this one is going to be on that side, that one's going to be on that side. So while we've got it like that, I want to just put some glue on here. All right, so you want to run the glue along the bottom and one side, so you've got an opening where your hand is. There we go. All right, so just again, make sure you just match it up there like that nicely, so it's nice and straight. So that's going that way. I need to clean this board again. Gosh, I clean it nearly every time I use it, but I don't understand how I still get glue. Well, I think Cheryl's trick of using the hand sanitizer does work. And also it sort of softens the glue, and then you can scrape it off as well. Right, so there we go. That's that way, that's that way. Okay. Now we're going to grab this. Did I ink this? I don't think I did. Just a little quick ink here. Oh my gosh, I was sorting out eyelets because I've got some purple eyelets that are from We Are Memory Keepers. I got them on the sale a few months back. I think it was the, what was it, the Black Friday sale, and I bought a load, and I thought I needed to top up my eyelet for the purples. And I opened this container, I've got it here like this, and opened it like this, and I got distracted by the dog or something, and I don't know what happened. I let that go. The eyelets flew all over this desk. There were, and you know, there's about, what, 60 in here. There was just eyelets everywhere. I had to spend 20 minutes picking up the eyelets, and I was cursing the whole time. No, not really. I don't really do that unless I'm very cross, and that doesn't happen too often. Right, so that's the piece that's going to go there. Now when you stick this down, you're going to want to keep it more this way, because you don't want to bulk up there. You're still going to put a piece of paper here, so you definitely want to be mindful of that. Right, we've got our little pockets like this. All right, so I think just to very quickly, I want to just gonna put a little notch in here, so it should be pretty much just getting the middle. I'm just using what I have on my desk here. I mean, I've got, you can use any sort of circle punch or whatever. This is just my tab punch. I'm going to do that. Put this one underneath. And then if you draw it, then you know where you've got to go. Just make sure these are opposite sides. Gosh, I keep worrying about that. Right, so we go like that. Okay, so we've got that on the left, we've got that on the right, and I'm just going to do that, and the same here. You can put as whatever color ink or no ink or whatever you like when you're making this. Right, so I'm going to pick up this piece. I want to slot that in, okay, pretty much close to the top. And I'm going to take this one and put it that side and pretty close to the bottom. All right, now get those as close to the, meaning as close as you can push it in on the flap. Turn it over like that. All right, and then you're just going to get your glue on here. Okay, so that's ready to be stuck on here. And again, when you stick this down, be mindful that you don't want to bulk up this fold very much. So you want to get it as far over that way as you can. So let's get the glue on here. All right, so there we go. Now, I had these circles left over, and I've just used this backing paper to cut out some scalloped edged circles. All right, you can do that with a punch or a die cut. I wanted to add those on here. All right, so I'm going to put the girl on the front because the books are there, so I want to put those books up at the top. So let's just get these. So I just stuck it. These are 2-inch in diameter circles that come in my add-on kit. And I think that's just perfect for that. I just love how all these colors go together and the patterns and everything. It's just, I love it. And thank you for everyone who loves it too. Well, if you don't, that's also fine. can't please all the people all the time. Took me a long time to work that one out. Right, so we've got that done. How are we coming? We are on fire here. We're doing so well. Right, so those bits are done. We're going to do the front now. Now at this point again, just run that bone folder. Keep running it over the edges here so that you keep it nice and flat. Okay. Right, now we're going to get to the top bit. So we've got this bit here. And did I not ink this one either? Gosh, I'm usually very good at getting that done. So we've got that there. This is going to be stuck down on here. All right, so let's do that. Okay, now this is where your flowers are going to come in. And again, we're not going to stick it completely down. I'm going to glue it and just get it in place. Right, so this is what I cut off from the edge there, and then just follow the line of your paper, lift up these two ends like that. Okay, so it's just really that side I've got down at the moment. And then I took two of my tiniest little die cuts here, if I can grip it. All right, they're two different greens. I thought I'd put the darker green at the bottom because it was dark here, and the lighter one at the top. And if you don't have a small one, you can trim off a piece of one of your larger die cuts. You know, I do that sometimes as well. So I want to just get that over there. And this, it looks like it's coming out your paper then, and I quite like that idea. So we've got the leaf over and shoulder. Okay, and then you can press that down. And then we just want to put on our little bit of lace. So from my lace bundle, let's just cut that rough edge off. And this is where I'm going to use my fabric glue. And I'm going to just get it on the bottom here like the other one. Okay, and then on the end here, you can just cut it off. Okay, there we go. Now I've got a butterfly here. I don't know if I don't want to do that. It might just steal away all the attention from Anne. I did have a smaller one. And then we're pretty much done. It's just a case of, let's put that on that flower stem, just like that. Okay, so there's our whole base of that completed. So it's just a case of putting in all the bits. So here they are. Now, when I was measuring these, I did take the measurement of the card to fit 1/4 of an inch smaller than these. All right, that allows for your gluing, and then these then will just pop into here pretty easily. Okay, so there we go. And I quite like that it's different from this, and it's a book page look, so it sort of breaks it up a bit. Text always looks good in a project, I think, any kind of text. Right, and that goes into that one. So you've got your little tabs there and a nice writing space, and that covers it up. And then we've got our little tabs which will go in the front, and then we've got this lovely image that's going to slide in there. This is going to go in on the front. Those are the two for the front. And then I've put Dream on here. Now I would normally put jump rings on here, but I don't have any that aren't bright gold, so I need to look for some of those. This then goes into your pocket at the back here, like that. And then this ultimately will go into there. Now I haven't got the book pages yet, but I will show you where I'm going to put that. All right, so these then just go into the little pockets you made over here, if I can see them, which would be good. So we've got that there and that there. And I love that the little scroll shows through on the edges there. It just makes it look very relevant to the time. Now before I'm finished with this, turn it upside down and then give your bone folder a nice run over here. Give it a press. All right. And then that's going to be how we do it. I'll show you an example. I don't know where I'm putting it yet. I need to have a little look, but just want to find a little spot. Let's just take the back page over here. That this would stick on there. So when you're sticking it down, because you've got this coming out the side, you want to put the glue on those 3 sides, okay? And you're going to put it in like that, and then that's going to slide over there and just peek out a little bit. All right, that's not a bad place to put it really, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so that's what we got. Yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed it. There we've got our little blue one with its postcard, and our little lilac one for the other signature. And yeah, just pull that up a bit. I think you've got plenty space. I just want to show the little token there. Right, everyone, there's your project for the weekend. Go and have fun putting those together. I'm going to put a little pearl on that one. I forgot about that. Go and have fun putting these together, as I said, and they'll keep you busy and keep you warm if you need to be warm, because it's definitely cold in the northern hemisphere. We have a storm on its way, and it's blowing absolute gale force here. The whole country's under an amber alert. So yeah, lock everything down and nail it if you need to. That's what I say. Yeah, so my poor birds are taking strain. I only put 1 bird feeder out today. Don't know if it's going to survive. I will see you on Tuesday. Enough nattering from me. Go and have some crafting fun, and I'll see you there. Bye.